Alright, what we're going to be making here today is a chicken feeder out of PVC piping. I got to sand that down so it's not so hard. But what we got here is, where is it? As you see, 4-inch piping, which will be sitting on top of this. This will be your feeder storage. This is where they're actually going to be sticking their heads in. I will take a saw and cut out the bottom here and part of this so they can stick their head in to get to the feed, but this overhang will be there to protect it so rain cannot get in. And to slow the amount of feed coming in, I got a reducer here that'll take it from 4 down to 1.5 inches, which will sit in there just like that. I don't know if you can see it. And I will cut a little piece of this 1.5 inches in there, so it will be roughly about the same level of where they're coming out, just above it, so the feed will come in at a gradual rate and it won't just all pour out the front. And then I have a little cap that we'll put on the bottom that will keep the feed down there. I'll be using my primer and cement to hold it all together. And I got my saw to cut. So the first thing I got to do is measure this and figure out how long I need to cut this. Alright, what I'm going to do now, like I said, we got to do the feeder inside, the reducer with the pipe. I'm just going to put it in there, making sure it's setting all the way at the bottom. Push, make sure the piping is all the way up flush inside. I'm not really using a tape measure or anything. Just got my Sharpie. Gonna go in there as flat as possible. See where it is, where it's even. And just mark a line and then pull it out. And I'm gonna cut right above it, that line, so I know that it will be even with this, or I mean actually be right above this line. Alright, I got my mark, got my saw. I'm going to go about 1/2 inch above my mark. And the nice thing is, if I cut it too short, I got a foot to play with, so I can always come back and make it longer. I got my piece. I'm going to stick it in there. Come back, get my other piece, stick it down there, and if you can see, it is about just above being even with the bottom of this part. I got my bottom piece, stick it in there, nice and tight. And my other piece. Now, I'm going to do a dry run first before I cement everything, because if there's something wrong and you cement it, you can't go back. And I still got to cut out the feeder part. Alright, I got everything put together. Got about maybe 2 quarts of seed. I'm going to pour it in there. I don't know. Let's just pour it in first, and then we'll show you. As you can see, you got feed down in there, and it's not pouring out. And as the chickens eat some of it, it'll slowly keep on refeeding it. It's hard to show you, but that's basically, it's gravity fed. It's going to be a 4-inch pipe, which should hold a couple days worth. We only have 10 chickens. Now I got to go back, cut this out, and glue everything together. Alright, now we're going to glue everything together, and let me get stuff set up. This process, you got to get the glue, the primer in there really good and quick, or this stuff will set really quick and you won't be able to get it. So I got my primer in there, some glue. Do the same with the other piece that you're doing, which I already did. And you just stick it in there before this all dries up. You got that part in there. I already went and cut the thing. It cracked a little, so it's not the best cut job, as you can see. And I got some heavy grit sandpaper and smoothed out the edges so the chickens won't get roughed up. It only takes a few seconds and it'll set. And then I got to do the top piece. Really quick. Get a little on there. A little in the piece. Piece is on the ground, you can't exactly see it. Get them together really quick. Let the pieces glue up. It won't take that long. Yep. This one's going to be a little difficult. Doesn't want to exactly be a snug fit. I'll let the glue set for a little longer on that one. So basically, we got it all together. You do not glue the cap, obviously, because you need to put more feed in there. But you might notice that it'd be kind of really tight. So you're going to want to maybe sand a little to make it a little looser, but tight enough that it sits on there snug. So you don't get no critters that can take it off. One other thing I added is this little block of wood to the back side, which will separate it from the fence, so this will have space in between the fence and you can put the cap on and off. Well, we got it all set up now. All the chickens think it's the next newest and bestest thing, so they're all gathered around. When they do go in there and pick up the food, some of the food falls out and everything, and then but all the other ones come around and clean it up. Overall, I think it's a pretty good idea, and I think it'll work really good in the long term, being the heavy construction PVC pipe. It should last. I know went to Family Farm and Home, and they had ones that are made already like this, and their cost, I think, was somewhere between $40 and $45. I saved the receipt for this, and I'll see how much it costs, if there was a savings or not, or even if there isn't a savings. It was just fun making your own stuff. Well, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.